Morning world, and welcome to Monday 5th of September. I seem to have deflated myself a bit. I found with this air seat that if I don't put some pressure on it straight after I've pumped it up, it just goes down again. So this is what I have to do. Hands on the ceiling, press down, sorted. If I don't do that, the second I take my bum off of it, it just goes back down again. Okay, so it is Monday and back to work properly. First job is I'm going to see if I actually managed to repair the shredder. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to swap the PTO shaft over from the bottom drive to the top drive, which basically puts the machine in reverse. And I'm going to see if I can spot a foreign object in there. Is that what has caused the two breaks in the chain? I don't know. So there's some material there because the chain broke when the machine was half full. We dug out what we could. The rest of it, because of the nature of the screw mechanism in it, it was packed tight in there. If I can just put it in reverse for a couple of seconds, get in, have a poke about with a bar or something, maybe I'll find something in there that is the cause of the damage. Maybe. But I won't find it talking about it, will I? So. I'm parked really close to the bales with the buckets there, so that's it, we're away. Okay. I've got some stuff to move first. Well, while we're here, we may as well swap this over. I think maybe a bit of lubrication on the shaft first though. That should help out. That's going to be quite difficult getting you on there. Where's the button gone? Oh, well, not as difficult as I thought, obviously. Let's get this thing on. That's on there. So at the moment, the PTO is set up in reverse. Right, I've got some guys in the yard for a minute. I'm going to let them get out of the way, and then we'll come back and sort this out. All right. Oh well, if they're moving now, maybe I can do this fairly quick. So, yeah, you can see there's a bit of wear in this machine, and I bought it with a bit of wear in it. I mean, I knew it had some wear. Still reckon there's quite a few hours left in it though, providing that doesn't break again. I'm wondering if there's something in there, concrete block or piece of steel or blades come off. If it is, I'm just hoping I can find it, because there's a lot of stuff in there. Right, I've got a bit of space in the yard now, so but I think I'll do an initial start in here. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the machine in reverse, run it for about 2 seconds, take it out of gear, switch it off, go and have a look, and I'll do that a couple of times until hopefully something shows itself. So I'm also going to start the machine on very low revs. Hopefully I'll stall it before I break it. Nothing went bang. No. I'm getting in there. You can't be too careful. Right, okay. I am thus far none the wiser. I think I'm going to have to take the machine outside and just get in there and start digging. No, I'm not looking forward to it now. It is a bit tight in there, but as long as I've got an inch each side, we should be okay. Doors free. Okay, so on this thing I can't turn very sharp left because of where the operator stands out there. That would very quickly come into conflict with the left mudguard. So it was something I very, very nearly found out to my cost the first time I reversed this thing. This is a big old machine. have a couple more seconds in reverse, shall we? Wish me done. He's jammed in there still. I'll go and put the kettle on if I was you. This might take a while. I've only done 2 minutes and I'm leaking already. Anyhow, while I stop for a break and move camera position, I've just had a call from Mr. Marsh at CLAAS Weston up at Cirencester. If you follow my Instagram, you'll know that I went up there the other day after dropping have his sheep off the market to go and have a wander over and look at, well, the CLAAS dealership. Not necessarily to look at tractors. I actually went there for another reason. How much will I give away? All right, I'll give a fair bit away. I'm considering changing my topper, the Teagle. There's nothing wrong with the Teagle. It does everything I want to do. But I've been following another YouTuber for quite a while, Casto. And if you haven't found Casto, I know he's a Yorkshireman, he's up north, but I'll forgive him for that. Go and find Casto. He puts out some fairly interesting stuff. Bit of fabrication, bit of machine kit repair. He's got a nice big old Mercedes MT tractor. They got some New Hollands about the place. They don't do much as far as livestock's concerned. It's more sort of horses and tourism. But it's a nice place where he works, and he does a bit of contracting himself. He's also does a bit of tree work, so he and I have some similarities. Yeah, go and find Casto. Anyway, he uses a swing out flail topper. Not sure what make it was, but it's red. And the one I'm looking at is also red, a Macho, Girafio or something or other. Anyway, I called in there last week to have a look, see what they got, and it just turned out that they had exactly the model to suit my tractor. And a tractor that's a little bit bigger. So they give me a price on it, which was quite scary, but this machine doesn't just do grass topping and rough cutting like my Teagle will. It will actually cut vertical as well, so I could actually side up a lot of our boundary hedges with the topper. And that's one machine that does two jobs. And bearing in mind this thing's like 2 meters long, I can do twice as much in half the time. So for me, for like our hedges, if I went round and I could do all our headlands with it and then tip it up and go, even the roadside stuff, I could just nip down the roadside and just cut the roadside hedges back, one machine. So yeah, so yeah, Mr. Marsh is going to come and have a look at our Teagle, so he can give me a part X price to trade it in. If anybody else is interested in my Teagle, it's 2016, hasn't done that much work, in perfect working order, just paint's a bit dull, that's all. You can make me an offer for it as well. So yeah. So until he comes, I'm just going to continue doing this. Yeah, I would definitely go and put the kettle on if I was you. One sugar in mine, please, thanks. Maybe it was just a worn part that just give up and there's nothing jammed in here at all. I can't see anything. I think I might swap the pop shaft over and just give it 2 seconds spinning the other way. Off that one and on that one. Where's my chain gone? Get on there. Get in there. Go on. Go on. My shaft safety chain. It will go in there. There you go. Oh, he just didn't want to go through the hole. It still surprises me how many people happily run PTO shafts. You might have the guard on, but if it's not chained up, it's not really doing its job. So it should be attached, that end and that end. You know, I watched a video yesterday and it was a dealership in America demonstrating how to use a topper very much like the one I'm looking at. And he's there explaining to everybody how the machine works, but he hasn't got a clue about a PTO shaft. He literally, the whole thing was spinning. No, lock it off both ends. Yep, overalls came off. I couldn't handle that anymore. I'd rather get dirty than, wait, come on you, than that hot. Come on. So I've just been at the house, got changed. Simon has just been in with a load of wood chip, tractor trailer of wood chip with the Valtra. I never heard him come in. I saw him as he was going out. It was a pre-arranged thing. I knew he was coming in. He's coming back with a second load later on, so maybe you'll see his Valtra later on. But what I'm going to do, because we're a bit tight for space out in the yard, partially because of the big pile of green waste, I'm going to go and push the chip up first, and then we're going to have another go and starting up the Zago. So what we're going to do is, I had to move it down there, so let Simon out to get his tip done. I'm going to just carry on shredding the bit that's left in there and then empty it out, because if there is a foreign object in there, I just want it gone. I just don't want it in there anymore, so I'm not going to hedge my bets. I'm going to try and be a bit sensible with it. So you come with me? Come on then. Oh, up you go. Go on. Get up on your bed. Get up. Go on. Go on, get up. That's my seat. So I just had the PTO going and I suddenly saw the chain go stiff, only on tick over, but I think we'll investigate. Okay, well the only thing I can do is get back in there and fork out some more and then put the PTO shaft back in reverse and go backwards again, because if there is something in there jamming it, I don't want to break the chain again. So it might turn out to be a little of unnecessary effort now, but better that than having to go through the rigmarole and the time and everything else of, yeah, I'm not putting my overalls back on. It's not happening. All right, I've chucked a load more out. I'm gonna just tickle him on drive forward, on tick over for a moment. If it moves, good. If it doesn't, I'll stop and I'll swap the PTO over. That's hard work digging it out of that. I kid you not. All right, well, we're warm enough, so I wouldn't want to do this with a cold engine. I'm hoping nothing breaks. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the chute, I'm going to chuck that lot out. But I'll do it down here so I can see if there's a foreign object in there. I want to be able to find it. I'm kind of thinking at the moment that maybe there's not, but we'll just check, be on the safe side. Right, I'll stick it on tick over. It'll be a slow job, but hopefully I'll store the tractor before I break a chain again. You need to go back in there. Is it that log stopping you? Problem is, if I go through there to poke that and it suddenly goes, I get crushed in there. I don't want to do that. I need something to poke it with. Yeah, that's the problem. Now I'll poke it. Actually, what I might do is let a bit fall on the floor. Okay, down a bit more then. Let's try that a couple of times. I might just break off. Nearly. Just that stick down there catching it. You've got to get past that. We're gonna have to give it some revs to get that pump up a bit more. Get out. Oh, that was an interesting visit. Nah, that's too big for me. He's bringing me a slightly smaller one to play with. But it's brand new, they've only just had it delivered. It's got to go and do a couple of shows first, so they'll bring it to me after they've got it dirty. Something like that. Come on, you. That looks like it's about to get wet. Right, so I'm going to complete the mission of emptying the Zago out, I hope. Clear out what's in there. If it's going to piddle down with rain, I'm not going to make a start on this, because the last thing I want to do is stand up there getting peed on by Great Uncle God. But I will spend the minutes just emptying what's left of there out. There's not a terrific amount left in there now, but as I say, better out than in. My link. Right. That's emptying out quite well. I'm pleased with that. I'll be glad to see this clean. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this clean right out, and then I might put it back under cover, because the last thing I want is this wet. This is a pain if this gets wet. It gets all mushy and sticky if it gets wet. So while it's dry, we'll put it back under cover, and then we'll just check the blades, check everything else, and I'll get it greased up, ready to go. So we'll get going on that pile. Yeah, here comes the rain. I'm going to put this thing back under cover, because it'll make it much nicer to work on if it's not wet. Okay, I think I did that just in time. It's just started piddling down it there, so that's okay. It can stay wet out there. I'll stay dry in here. So fingers crossed, that's it. I've cured it. Whatever it was, it's done, fixed. Put the guards back on. These are surprisingly heavy. Let's go behind that. Up in there. I can remember this being a pig first time I did it. Just got to get one in and then we're all right. We're all right. Now we're sucking diesel. That could be worse. Could have flown off and hit me in the nose. I've done that before. That's it. All the health and safety police will be happy now. Guards are back on. No one can get wrapped up in a chain or a sprocket. All safe. Water's running off the roof now, so that's another job to finish out here. Got to get the gutters done. While the gutters are up, I just got to connect them up to the pipes on the floor. So, which isn't a massive task, but it is a task I do need to address. Ow! Soon. I don't know if you can see it that well, but that is a lovely job of gentle precipitation. This is the stuff we want for our grass. So I know the tree team won't like it out getting wet, but the ground really needs it. So, and for those guys that have actually just put their seeds in, whether it's OSR or maybe an early wheat, maybe, they'll be glad to see this. Early there. 10 to 1. Coffee time. And nearly dinner time as well. Last but not least, this is where I risk smacking myself in the teeth with a ratchet. I told you how I did it last time, didn't I? Fitting a seatbelt on the back of a green Sierra. When our kids were very small, we bought a cheap Ford Sierra, because it's all we could afford. Had no seatbelts in the back, and we wanted to put baby seats in there. So I went and bought the seatbelts and put it in. I was sitting in the boot, graunching up a bolt. This thing flew off, smacked me straight in the lip, which is why some of you may have noticed the scar down through here. No. It wasn't a scrap I lost with Mike Tyson. It was a scrap I lost with a ratchet. Lost that one quite convincingly, actually. Done.